Good day, everyone. This is Rhoda, and I will be reporting for Module 6, particularly on the topic of project objectives and social marketing and mobilization thrusts. So let's get started. Before we proceed to the discussion on the topic at hand, it is important that we reacquaint ourselves with the objectives we hope to attain in this module, which are as follows: to describe the social mobilization continuum, describe the process of implementing social mobilization programs, and describe social marketing and social mobilization in the 21st century. This particular report shall help to shed light on integral information about the implementation process of social mobilization programs, and that is, first and foremost, the formulation of our project objectives. Velasco et al. 1999 describes objectives as project objectives as clear statements that describe the specific changes a project aims to achieve. These changes may involve behavior, knowledge, attitudes, or practices among a target audience. De Jong 2003 also asserts this, saying objectives are essential because they guide the entire project cycle, from planning to implementation and evaluation. Without clear objectives, development efforts may lack direction and measurable impact. Effective project objectives are often described using the SMART framework. This means they should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Ling and Reader Wilstein 1997 emphasize that in social marketing, objectives must go beyond general goals and focus on measurable behavioral outcomes. For example, instead of saying increase awareness, a stronger objective would specify the desired action for the target audience. So, yes, in formulating our objectives in social marketing, foremost consideration must be given to the intended audience, as well as the social marketers and planners, media developers, and the messages we wish to give. Stewart, 1992, as cited in Velasco et al., right at its creation, the whole social marketing program has to be oriented towards the clientele's needs, understanding their acceptance and their capacity. Therefore, its program objectives have to be stated in terms of the desired participants' behavioral outcomes. That is why the ABCD approach is also a useful memory guide in formulating objectives. A stands for audience, where you identify your intended beneficiaries or clientele. You have to specify a single priority and research on their background to go from there. B stands for behavior. This is where you define and describe the type of change you expect to happen. C is for condition. You determine when and under what condition you expect the change to occur. And lastly, D is for degree. Specify how much change you expect and how you will find out if it has happened. Dissecting this, given the ABCD approach, now we have an example to see. It says here, within 2 months of receiving weekly SMS reminders and participating in community cleanup drives, 60% of mothers with children under 12 in urban communities will eliminate stagnant water around their homes at least twice a week, as confirmed through self reports and spot checks. So, going back to our ABCD approach, we can tell that A for audience refers to mothers with children under 12 in urban communities. B for behavior refers to the regularly eliminate stagnant water in and around their home. Conditions is exemplified by the phrase following weekly SMS reminders and community cleanup drives. D for degree is the 60% of participants performing the practice at least twice a week based on self reports and spot checks over 2 months. So, such is an example of an objective crafted according to the ABCD approach. Now, finally, the following provides very helpful reminders for the formulation of objectives in our social marketing and mobilization projects. Number one is to ensure that all objectives are pointed and specific. Use operative verbs or behavioral words such as state, explain, analyze, perform, demonstrate, practice, assess, and integrate. Number two, make it a point that all objectives are clear and vivid. Keep in mind your audience's profile. Consider all the attributes of your primary as well as secondary and tertiary audiences. Three, think of a precise aiming point. Think of how you would want to affect your audience. Do you want them to know about something or behave in a certain way? Number four, know what you want to achieve within a specified time frame. This would facilitate the evaluation of your program's level of success later on. Five, make sure that all objectives are doable and not out of reach. They should not be set so high that the people would lose the motivation to achieve them, or so low as to be unchallenging. Six, objectives need to be formulated in consultation with the intended clientele. The target audience should understand and accept the need for change and should be willing to work to bring about that change. Now, before we proceed with the discussion on social marketing and social mobilization thrusts, we have to first review what these concepts truly mean. Now, in summary, social marketing refers to the use of marketing principles and techniques to promote social good. Unlike commercial marketing, which aims to generate profit, social marketing focuses on influencing behaviors that benefit individuals and society. De Jong 2003 and Ling and Reader Wilstein 1997 both highlight that social marketing is audience centered and research driven, ensuring that interventions are tailored to the needs and motivations of specific groups. Social mobilization, on the other hand, is the process of engaging and motivating different groups, such as communities, organizations, and institutions, to take collective action toward a common goal. According to UNICEF and Rao 2014, social mobilization is not just about spreading information, it is about empowering people to participate actively and take ownership of development initiatives. Now that we have learned in other modules, there are several key elements involved in social mobilization. These include advocacy, community participation, partnerships, and capacity building. In connection to these are the main thrusts of social marketing and mobilization, which include behavior change, communication, advocacy, community engagement, and stakeholder mobilization. These thrusts represent the strategic directions that guide development programs in influencing both individual behavior and broader social systems. They ensure that efforts are comprehensive and coordinated. Behavior change communication, or BCC, focuses on influencing individual behaviors through targeted messaging. It relies on understanding the audience's beliefs, attitudes, and barriers. According to Ling and Reader Wilstein 1997, effective BCC uses research based strategies to encourage people to adopt healthier or more beneficial practices. Advocacy focuses on influencing policymakers, leaders, and decision makers to support development goals. De Jong 2003 emphasizes that advocacy is crucial in creating policies and systems that enable and sustain behavior change. Without supportive policies, individual level interventions may not have lasting impact. Community engagement involves actively involving people in the planning and implementation of projects. Rao 2014 highlights that this approach builds trust, ensures cultural relevance, and increases the likelihood of success. When communities feel ownership over a project, they are more likely to sustain its outcomes. And lastly, stakeholder mobilization brings together different actors, including government agencies, NGOs, and community leaders. Chakrabarti and UNICEF emphasize that collaboration is essential for addressing complex development challenges. By aligning resources and efforts, stakeholders can achieve greater impact. Now, to summarize, project objectives provide the foundation for all development efforts. Social marketing helps drive behavior change, while social mobilization ensures collective participation and ownership. When these elements are effectively integrated, they lead to more sustainable and impactful development outcomes. To discuss more about these topics, here are my discussion prompts that I hope to converse with you more about in the comments. Here are my references for this report as well. And thank you so much for listening. I hope to see you in the comments section of this report. Thank you and have a good day.